Why is playing pool so addictive? The answer lies not in a single reason, but in a collection of experiences, emotions, and challenges that draw people back to the table again and again. Pool is one of those rare games that engages the senses, challenges the mind, excites the body, and connects people to a culture and community. For many, once they pick up a cue, they never truly put it down again. To understand why, we have to look at the way the game appeals to human psychology, the way it stimulates the brain, the way it rewards both chance and skill, and the way its great players have embodied the qualities that make it impossible to quit. Among those players, two stand out in very different but equally fascinating ways. Efren Reyes, the calm and calculating magician whose creativity and precision seemed otherworldly, and Earl Strickland, the fiery competitor whose passion and intensity embodied the raw emotion of the game. They illustrate in their contrasting styles many of the reasons why pool is so addictive. By looking at their games, their personalities, and what they represent, we can uncover why the sport continues to hold millions of players captive. One of the first reasons pool gets under your skin is sensory. When you walk into a pool hall, you are immediately immersed in a world of sound, sight, and touch that is uniquely satisfying. The sharp crack of the break echoes off the walls, a sound that signals potential and power. It's the same kind of auditory rush people get from hearing a bat connect with a baseball or the clean swish of a basketball net. Our brains register those sounds as rewards, little sparks of dopamine. Add to that the tactile feel of the chalk between your fingers, the smooth slide of the cue across your bridge hand, and the vibration that runs through the stick when you strike the cue ball cleanly. The table itself is a visual draw. Glowing green, felt, polished, colored balls, a perfect triangle waiting to explode. These sensory elements hook players before they've even pocketed a ball. They make the game feel satisfying on the most basic human level. Once you experience those small bursts of pleasure, you want to return to them again and again. But sensory appeal is just the doorway. Once you start playing, the addiction deepens because of the pursuit of mastery. People are wired to crave progress. The first time you play, you may miss constantly. Then you pocket a ball. Then you pocket two in a row. Then you learn how to control where the cue ball stops. Each little improvement creates a dopamine loop. Effort leads to progress. Progress leads to reward, and reward motivates more effort. This loop is one of the strongest drivers of human behavior, and pool embodies it perfectly. What makes it even more powerful is that there is no ceiling. No one has ever fully mastered pool, not even its greatest champions. Strickland himself, known for his immense skill and his explosive temperament, admitted there were always new challenges. Reyes, widely regarded as the most naturally gifted player the world has ever seen, would often say that he was still learning, still discovering shots and patterns. That paradox, the idea that you can improve endlessly but never reach perfection, is what keeps players coming back. They always feel like they're just one step away from a breakthrough. Another addictive element is problem solving. Every rack is a puzzle. When the balls scatter after the break, you have to read the table like a chessboard. Which ball do you shoot first? How do you control the cue ball to line up the next shot? Do you go for a run or play safe? Every shot requires planning, foresight, and calculation. Efren Reyes was the master of this aspect of the game. His nickname, the Magician, was earned because he could see solutions no one else could. His 1996 victory over Earl Strickland at the Sands Regency Open became legendary because of a kick shot he executed that seemed impossible. It wasn't luck. It was his ability to treat every rack as a problem to be solved creatively and precisely. For casual players, the puzzles may be smaller, a tricky bank or a cluster to break up, but the satisfaction of solving them is just as real. The human brain loves puzzles, and pool delivers them constantly. Each one solved is a reward, and that chain of rewards keeps people engaged. Luck also plays a role, and its balance with skill is part of pool's addictive charm. A game that relies only on luck, like flipping coins, becomes boring quickly. A game that relies only on skill, like high-level chess, can discourage beginners. Pool lives in between. Beginners often get lucky. A wild shot falls in, or the cue ball ricochets into the perfect position. That taste of success is enough to keep them smiling and playing again. But over time, skill asserts itself. No one demonstrates this better than Strickland. His dominance in nine-ball was never about luck. He was fiery, precise, and relentless. He thrived under pressure because his skill was undeniable. The balance is perfect. Luck makes the game approachable, and skill makes it worth dedicating your life to. It means anyone can play, but only dedication brings true mastery. That balance fuels addiction at every level. Competition intensifies the cycle. Humans are naturally competitive, and pool delivers a direct head-to-head contest that strips away excuses. It's you, your opponent, and the table. Every shot matters. Every mistake is punished. Winning feels like triumph, and losing stings enough to make you crave redemption. Earl Strickland embodied the fire of competition. His intensity at the table was legendary. He played as if every match was life and death, every shot a battle for pride. His fiery nature often clashed with opponents and fans, but it also illustrated the emotional stakes that make pool addictive. Reyes, on the other hand, showed the other side, calm, composed, seemingly unshakable. His wins didn't come with fire, but with quiet inevitability, as though he had already solved the match in his head. Together, they show the spectrum of competition that fuels addiction. Strickland, the emotional roller coaster, and Reyes, the calm puzzle solver. For casual players, the same emotions exist on a smaller scale. Beating a friend in a bar game feels incredible. Losing fuels determination. The addictive cycle of victory and revenge plays out endlessly. Beyond competition, pool is addictive because of the flow state it creates. When you're locked in, when the balls seem to line up and your movements feel effortless, time disappears. Psychologists call this a flow state, and it is one of the most addictive mental experiences a person can have. Reyes seemed to live in flow during his greatest matches. Watching him run rack after rack, you could see the calm in his movements, the quiet confidence of someone completely immersed. Strickland, by contrast, was fueled by intensity, but he too had moments where his shot-making became automatic, his fire channeling into precision. Every player has tasted it, a rack where every shot falls, a sequence where you feel unstoppable. That taste is enough to hook you. Flow states are rare, but pool delivers them just often enough to make you crave them constantly. Once you've been in flow, you'll spend hours trying to get back there. Physics plays its part in the addiction. Pool is a game of angles, momentum, friction, and spin. Every shot is a real-time physics experiment. The laws are consistent. The balls always respond the same way if struck correctly, but human execution is inconsistent. That gap between theory and practice keeps players chasing improvement. You know the right shot. You know the physics behind it. But can you execute? Reyes became famous for executing shots that seemed to defy physics, but in reality, he was just applying it more creatively than anyone else. Strickland, on the other hand, mastered power and precision, bending the game's physics to his will through sheer force and accuracy. Watching them was like watching two different demonstrations of the same science. One graceful and artistic, the other powerful and explosive. For players at any level, physics gives the game a sense of fairness. The table never lies. If you strike correctly, the outcome is predictable. If you don't, it isn't. That blend of fairness and challenge keeps people hooked. Another reason pool is addictive is variety. It isn't just one game. It's 8-ball, 9-ball, straight pool, one-pocket bank pool, and countless variations. Each has its own strategies, rhythms, and cultures. Strickland thrived in 9-ball, where aggression and nerves decide outcomes. Reyes became a legend in one pocket, where creativity and patience rule. Their dominance in different formats shows how the same game can feel endlessly new. For casual players, the variety keeps things fresh. If you tire of one game, another is waiting. Each format is addictive in its own way, ensuring that pool never grows old. Nostalgia is another factor. Many people first played pool in their youth, in bars, basements, or local halls. Those memories of freedom, camaraderie, and discovery become tied to the game. Years later, stepping up to a table brings those feelings back instantly. Pool becomes not just a game, but a way to reconnect with earlier parts of life. Reyes often spoke about his humble beginnings, playing for small stakes in the Philippines, while Strickland recalled growing up immersed in the competitive American pool scene. Their stories resonate because they remind players of their own origins. Nostalgia makes the game addictive not just for what it offers now, but for what it represents in memory.